All right, so my very first job that I ever had, I worked as a night watchman at a campground from 6 at night to 6 in the morning at Cave Run Lake, a Twin Knobs campground in Moorhead, Kentucky. It was an awesome job.
My very first job was a volleyball coach back in my home state of Wisconsin, and I was teaching 3rd grade to 5th grade volleyball.
My very first job was picking strawberries for 10 cents a quart at Eichelt's Farm Market.
This summer, I am most excited about traveling with my family, taking a vacation, which we didn't get to do last summer, and just spending time with our friends, going to the pool, going to Kings Island. That's what we are so excited about.
I am most excited about getting married this summer on June 5th.
I never go to the same place twice, but if I had to go to a place again, I would go to Glacier National Park. It's just really beautiful. It's the most beautiful place I've ever been to.
My favorite vacation spot is Switzerland.
My favorite vacation spot is San Diego, where I get to go visit my daughter.
I love going to TJ Maxx.
My favorite thing to do when I'm not at school is to play golf.
I have traveled outside of the US. I have been to France, Belgium, London, and Spain.
Anchovies are my least favorite food.
My least favorite food? I guess I would have to say probably liver and onions. Because when I was a kid, my father would make us try everything that my mother made. And she made liver and onions one time, and I have 3 brothers, and all 4 of us were repulsed by liver and onions. So I guess that's my least favorite food.
Hello, I am here to share an embarrassing teaching moment. I was teaching 3rd grade in South Carolina, and on the playground my students weren't really listening to me that great, and we were getting in line. And so I was facing them with my arm up like this so they would follow me, and I wasn't looking behind me. And they kept yelling, "Mrs. Bird, there's a pole, there's a pole." It's like, "You're not being quiet, you have to be in line." So I kept walking backwards, "Pole, pole," and I smacked my head right on a pole and fell over. And the kids were all laughing.
Hey Sherwood, I am here to share with you one of my most embarrassing teaching moments. And that is when I was reading aloud Stone Fox in 3rd grade. And I got to the last chapter, and it was so devastating that I literally was crying tears down my face. Mrs. Nowalk had to come in because I could barely breathe. And a student had to take over the end of the book because I was so sad by the ending. So I hope I didn't spoil the ending for you. It is a wonderful book, but Mrs. Nowalk likes to bring that story up all the time. Hey Sherwood, I'm back again for embarrassing moment number 2. This also occurred when I was in 3rd grade, and I was hugely pregnant with my son, and while we were teaching, a mouse came into the classroom, and I freaked out so bad and did not handle it well at all that I proceeded to jump my pregnant self up onto a big table as I screamed, and apparently most of the building heard, and a little boy, Peter Franz, was running around the room with a basket so he could catch that mouse, and luckily Mrs. Nowalk came to my aid yet again to help save me from the mouse.
Hi Sherwood. Me? An embarrassing moment? I have plenty of them. One of them was when I was teaching kindergarten and I was taking kids outside to recess because that's what we love to do. And then something happened. It was terrible. Freaked me out. I used the walkie-talkie and I yelled, "Mr. Hamilton, it's an emergency. Come to recess. Mr. Hamilton, I need help." And he comes running outside and I handed him the walkie-talkie and I yelled, "Spider in my pants!" It had crawled up my leg, into my pants. It was still crawling on my leg, in my pants. I think he thought an emergency was supposed to be when a child was injured and they needed help. But instead, the teacher had a spider. It was traumatizing. Sorry, Mr. Hamilton. I don't even know if anybody knows this embarrassing moment, but I also am really proud of it. That doesn't make sense. Proud of an embarrassing moment? Well, this was it. Years ago, I was walking into the school holding my very large coffee in my travel cup, and there was a little bit of ice. Boom! I fell so fast, but I looked over. I didn't spill a drop of my coffee. That's amazing. I mean, I went flying. I fell so fast I didn't even know I was falling, but I saved my coffee. We all know how important my coffee is. I sure would. I kind of have a lot of embarrassing moments over the years, but there's one that's being told by Mrs. Thorpe about Stone Fox, and all I'm going to say about that is I remember it quite differently. But I got to tell you, also fondly. It's a great memory. Thanks for lots of years of memories, Mrs. Thorpe.
For my last meal, I'm gonna have a lot of chicken parm and some cheesecake.
My last meal would be any kind of Mexican food.
Hi, my last meal would be eggplant parmesan with extra marinara.
My favorite dish in the cafeteria is grilled cheese.
My hidden talent is playing the trumpet.
My hidden talent is I can scuba dive.
My hobbies are running, spending time with my friends, hiking, and reading books.
Hi guys. They asked me what a typical Saturday night is for us at the McCullough House. Let me tell you what we did this past Saturday night. I have grandchildren, so they came to my house. We built a fort in the woods. We swam. We had root beer floats and pizza. And then we popped popcorn and watched TV up in our loft. That's kind of typically what we do on Saturday nights.
So my dream vacation would be actually to travel back out of the US and go back to Italy and tour all over with my mom and my sister and eat all kinds of wonderful food, pasta, pizza, and see the coast and everything and just enjoy every minute of it and enjoy the time with my mom and my sister and again eat all the amazing food that they have because it's just wonderful.
If I weren't a teacher, I would do something with gardening and landscaping. I love the outside, and that's what I would do if I weren't a teacher. I spend all summer working in my garden, so I would probably do that.
If I wasn't a teacher, I could see myself as an actor or maybe a stand-up comedian.
If I wasn't a teacher, I would be a crime scene analyst.
If I could live anywhere in the world, it would be Minnesota, with warm summers and cold, cold winters.
If I could live anywhere, I would live in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
If I could live anywhere in the world, I would live in Texas.
Hi, it's Mrs. Kallmeyer Sherwood. If I could live anywhere in the world, it would have to be northern Michigan. Cool summer nights, beautiful sunny days, and my feet in a lake.
I would like to meet the Pope.
I grew up in Fairfax and Marymount.